Hey, hey, hey! You know what day it is? What day is it? It's Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. It's Tuesday Tea with D. You know, Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Hey, boo, hey, it's your girl, your personal life coach, Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generator and purpose provoker. And guess what? You know why I'm here. I am back with another dose and another serving of Tuesday Tea with D. Now, let me just say, if I am sounding a little, I don't know, nasally or like my throat is a little scratchy, it's because it is, honey. The allergies, the pollen, all the things are just colliding, and so I have a cough drop in my mouth to kind of keep my throat from being scratchy. I'm drinking lemon water. There's no tea today. Today is lemon water, straight lemon water. And to be honest, I need to be drinking just lemon water, child, for all the food that I ate over the holiday. You hear me? That food, child, was so good. And so hopefully you had a wonderful holiday, however you decided to spend it, whether with people or without people. I think in this space, in this age that we're in, we get to choose. We get to give ourselves permission, and we get to decide, you know what? I don't want to be around anybody today, or I want to be around all the people today, or I want to be around some of the people for part of the day. And then the other day, I don't want to see y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so, however you decided that you wanted to spend this holiday weekend, you did that. And sending, just celebrating, remembering, and honoring fallen soldiers in remembrance of Memorial Day on yesterday. The sacrifice, specifically here in the United States, for those of you who may be watching outside of the United States. And so just remembering the sacrifice, remembering the freedoms. And there's still so much that we're fighting here, right? But like there are some freedoms that we know that others don't get an opportunity to take advantage of here, that we get a chance to take advantage of here in the United States. So with that being said, I'm back with my D mug, drinking my lemon water, minus the honey and the tea. And before I get started, I wanted to let you know that one of my awesome master classes is coming back June 12th. And I want to share that with you because this week's Tuesday Tea with D is brought to you by the Get Your Time Back Masterclass with yours truly. It is my time hacks for busy and overcommitted and overwhelmed women. And this is this actually has turned into, and I'm going to put this up here just so you can see it and so you can register if you want more information and details. It's $97. You can go to TrueheartSpeaks.com/get your time back, TrueheartSpeaks.com/get your time back, so that you can get all of the details. But most importantly, I really want to share this because the information that I share in my Get Your Time Back Masterclass, and I want to say the last time I did this was last year in February. And so I don't always do this more than once, but I wanted to do this now specifically because we are coming up on literally the last month in the first half of this year, and we're preparing for the second half of this year. And so if time has gotten away from you, if you are trying to sort through, maybe it's seeming like you don't have as much time as you'd like to have, or trying to figure out how to maximize this newfound white space that you have in your life, like this is the masterclass that you want to be at. This is the masterclass that you want to attend, because I give simple yet strategic tools and strategies for you to be able to get your time back, especially in a time where we feel like we don't have time, right? It's like, seems like it's just getting away from us. And so I want you to be there. It's going to happen Monday, June 12th at 7 p.m. It's a 90-minute interactive masterclass. Come ready. There are worksheets that I'm going to have, that we're going to be working through. And so I want you to be in the place. If you have not ever taken my Get Your Time Back Masterclass, honey, you need to be in the masterclass. Okay. So with that being said, I wanted to share that so that you have access to that. And so I will share it probably midway, maybe at the end as well. But today we're going to be talking about releasing yourself from the outcome, releasing yourself from the outcome. And this really came about because, and to be honest, I'm not sure. I believe I was, working with a private client or maybe having a conversation with someone in my inner circle. I can't remember where it was, but I know it was client work. And one of the things that a few of the coaches that I've worked with have said is release yourself from the outcome. And so, from a business perspective, when they're telling us to release ourselves from the outcome, it's kind of like release yourself from like all of these goals that you have, right? And so, yes, you want 25 people, in your coaching program, or yes, you want to enroll 2 new people, every week in a discovery call or every day in a discovery call, or maybe the goal is, to make a certain amount of money, or just to, when you're booking your discovery calls, to get someone to sign up for private coaching or group coaching. So depending upon what that is, the conversation is, and the statement has been to release yourself from that outcome, simply because when you do that, you're more focused on doing the work, right? So do the work and the outcome will come in the due time, excuse me, that it's supposed to come, right? So if the goal is to, let's just say, you want to book 2 new private clients a month, like what's the work that you got to be doing in order to do that? And so that's the process and the mindset that they had been taking us down. And so, for example, if I have a discovery session with a person and the person decides not to sign up with me today, I've released myself from the outcome of that, and I show up ready to serve and ready to give that person what they need in that space and give them my full and present attention. And so, why is that relevant to you, to my tribe? Because I know all of you are not entrepreneurs, all of you are not coaches, but I feel like sometimes we need to release ourselves from these massive goals that we have. Not saying that we don't need goals, but for example, for me, one of my goals was around exercising and getting my body moving and losing a little bit of weight. And so, because depending upon the weather or whatever was going on, it's just kind of like, well, how am I going to, like, your mind is so focused on the outcome that you forget, like, okay, well, what are the steps that I could be doing right now? Like, if I release myself from the outcome, like, yes, I do want to get my body moving, and yes, I want to ultimately lose a few pounds, not a whole lot, just enough, child, to fit the clothes that I got going on right now, right? We are not buying new wardrobes. But what does that look like when you release yourself from the outcome, right? So, so for me, every day, Monday through Friday, for the past 3 weeks, I've been waking up, I take my son to school, and I go walking immediately after that. And so I'm not connected to what comes after that. The only thing I'm connected to is doing the work. And that's what I've been doing. And so, if the goal for you is more prayer time, right? And so, release yourself from becoming this mighty prayer warrior, right? And commit to, let's just say, even if it's 5 minutes of uninterrupted time of talking to God every single day, that at some point the outcome that you want becomes the outcome through the action that you take. Are you following me? And the reason I'm sharing this is because I think sometimes we get so caught up in, like, man, it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen, or it's not happening as fast as I want it to happen. And sometimes it's not about how fast it happens. It really is about you doing the work. And so sometimes we have to get to a point of asking ourselves, are we doing the work in the way that we need to be doing it, outside of really focusing on, if mindset has been an issue for you, and you're so focused on, like, every time you wake up and it's like, man, like, I keep having these thoughts about this and I want to change this and I want these thoughts to go away, or I want to replace them, but you're not doing the work that leads up to it. Like, release yourself from the outcome and do the work, right? There's the saying, we all know that it's not about the destination, but it's about the journey, right? And so, yes, we want to get to the destination, but when we decide that we focus more on the journey, right? Focus on doing the work, focus on like what's going on around us in the present, right? Kind of like last week when we talked about future me versus, versus current me. And I didn't intentionally plan this way to make that connection, but even focusing on being present in this moment right now around what can you do now? Right? What are you doing now? Right? What can you do? Like, for example, I have some clients and some of my inner circle ladies who are in my inner circle members who are looking to write their book, right? And so if you're looking to write a book, and I'm just going to use them as an example simply because they came to mind, and the focus is only on getting the book done. Like, I got to finish this book, I got to finish this book, I got to finish this book. Well, what if you release yourself from the outcome of finishing the book and focused on writing every single day? Right? Even if it's 15 minutes, you put the timer on, you write for 15 minutes, and then you're done, and then you move on with your day, and you do what you need to do, right? And so there might be some other mind blocks that you may need to sort through and work through. And so you may need coaching, you may, need, mentoring, or whatever the case may be. But the basics of it is like, what are you doing consistently to get the result or the outcome that you desire, right? And so rather than focusing so much on the outcome, you focus on doing the work. You focus on even reframing your mind around, like, for me, there are days where I'm really excited. I'm having like discovery calls and I'm meeting with people and I'm having conversations. And I'm excited. Like, I'm like, my stuff is good, right? Like, I know, like, I can change your life. Like, I know. And when they don't sign up, like, yeah, I'm a little sad because I'm like, child, like, and so it's like, you know what? It may not be time. And when it's the right time, it'll happen, because for me, I want women who understand the importance of investing in themselves, who also have the money to invest in themselves or the resources to invest in themselves, and who are also ready to do the work, right? And so if a person is not ready and a person is not at the level that they need to be to really go all in with me, then the outcome means nothing, because the work that we do, I don't want to work harder working with someone who's not vested in working with me, if that makes sense. And so sometimes we're committed to something and sometimes it's not time, right? It's not time. And so rather than focusing on like, man, I thought that I would have lost the weight by now, how about you focus on, it's not about losing the weight by now, but it's about doing the work to get your body moving so that you can build up rhythm and routine, so that when you look up in 6 months and you put those jeans on or you try on a specific dress, it's like, okay, we're making some progress here, right? Similar to writing the book. Like, at some point, you're now like, oh my goodness, like, I look down and I've got like all of these pages written, and I'm so much closer to my goal or my outcome than I was when I was only focusing on the outcome. I could go on, right? But I feel like you get the gist of what I'm saying. And so if you have questions around like, certain outcomes that you're looking for, there's some stuff that, we would need coaching for, right? But I feel like, as opposed to, even if you're like in relationships and, and you're looking for a specific outcome from a specific person, I would challenge you to focus on maybe you, right? Because we can't change people, but if we focus on doing things differently, then how people interact with us sometimes changes. And so then the outcome changes, right? And so what is it that you're doing on a daily basis, right? What is it that you're doing consistently? What is it that, that you're focused on doing in a way that takes the focus off of the outcome and more on just you being consistent in the work that you're supposed to be doing? Right? If you have a business and, and you're wondering like, man, like, I can't get people to sign up, or, I feel like nobody, sees what I'm doing. And so the goal is visibility and the goal is to bring in new clients for your services. My question to you would be, are you doing the daily work? Right? Are you showing up on a consistent basis? Are you creating content that connects with your people? Are you, making sure that you're being consistent, right? And so I saw something said that sometimes we have to stop focusing on being viral and focus on being visible. And that's not even really what she said. So I'm just going, that's going to be my thing, right? But sometimes we have to focus on being visible as opposed to being viral, right? Well, I want to go viral. Okay, well, what are you going to do after that, right? What if being consistently visible so that when somebody is ready to work with you, like they can find you, as opposed to you being a one-hit wonder that, yes, you went viral, but then that was it, right? So I think, again, it's important to really figure out, and again, if you need support, you can book a 90-minute strategy session with me. It's $500. You've heard me talk about this every single week. And so even though that's not this week's offer, I want to put that out there because sometimes you just need, like for me, 90 minutes, let me just tell you, with me, honey, like 30 minutes with me, like we can break through some things and we can get some stuff done, and I can get you moving, and we can kind of somewhat change and shift how you see and how you think about things. And so, maybe if you're stuck in a specific area and you need a little like that, book the 90-minute strategy session. Like I said, it's $500, and you just go to TrueheartSpeaks.as. I'm going to put this up here just because I'm talking about it, and you can get the information. TrueheartSpeaks.as.me/get started. TrueheartSpeaks.as.me/get started. Book your session. Again, it's $500, and you'll get the replay. You'll get strategy session for me. Not strategy session, but an action plan, a 3, 6, or 30, 60, or 90-day action plan on what you need to be doing. And plus you get a 2-week follow-up call just to make sure that that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then also, if you have questions, we can address those there. And then also talk about next steps, if there are any, in regards to us continuing to work together. But let me just close this out by saying, don't get so caught up in the outcome that you're so focused on the outcome that you overthink yourself out of doing the necessary steps to get to the outcome, right? Even for whatever reason, the word anxiousness and anxiety came in. And if you want to be less anxious, right, as opposed to putting so much attention on the anxiety and on the anxiousness, right? Let's identify what's causing you to be anxious, and then let's do some things that would be the opposite, right? Or that would counteract the anxiety, right? And I'm not, now mind you, I understand that everybody has their own level of anxiousness and anxiety, but sometimes it really is a matter of like, what's the outcome, right? And so the outcome is, and maybe you need to change how you look at the outcome. And so the outcome is not necessarily to not be anxious, but to be more peaceful, right? And so what does it look like so that you can have more peace, so that your mind is not as anxious, so that you can wake up and move through your day without focusing on the anxiety, but focusing on how you can have more joy, focusing on how you can have more peace, right? And so, again, multiple different examples of what it looks like for you to release yourself from the outcome. But again, it doesn't mean that the outcome is not important. It just means that the outcome is not the only thing. The outcome is not the only thing. And so I want to make this as simple as possible, because a lot of us are not where we want to be simply because we're focused so much on the outcome, or the outcome not being achieved, that then we self-sabotage everything else and we stop doing the steps, because sometimes it happens over time. It's a cumulative and cyclical thing that at some point you'll look up and you will be where you want to be, but not because you were so attached to the outcome, but because you were attached to doing the work to get to the outcome. Okay. All right. So my throat is itching. My cough drop is done. Take a sip of this water. And again, I want to personally invite you. I'm going to close out with this, with my Get Your Time Back Masterclass happening Monday, June 12th at 7 p.m. It is a 90-minute, 90-minute. I was going to say it's not, but it is. It is a 90-minute interactive masterclass, and it is giving you time hacks as a busy, overcommitted, and overwhelmed woman. And I'll put this up here where you can go to TrueheartSpeaks.com/get your time back so that you can get all of the details. But like I said, if you are in a space where you want to be able to know where your time is going, because sometimes it's like, man, I wake up and the time is gone, right? We wake up and we're now going into the 6th month of the year. We don't know what we did with our time. And so sometimes you may find that you have more time than you thought and you don't know what to do with it. And then in other aspects, you may not have as much time as you thought. And you need to rework some things. You need to kind of look at and fine tune and say, okay, what's priority for me in this season? Do I need to cut back? Do I need to pull back? And how do I need to reconfigure some things so that I'm feeling good about the time, not only that I'm using, but the time that I'm giving to others? Because sometimes it could be you're giving so much time away that you don't have time for yourself. So register, it's $97. That child is a no-brainer, right? And I'm excited about this. I just, in my mind, I'm thinking about like the masterclass. I paused for a minute because I'm like, I'm excited about this. And again, I can't promise that I'm going to do it again this year. And so if you want access to it and you want access to the teaching, the replay will be available for 60 days. And so then you can take advantage of it during that time and come back to it and revisit it as much as you need within that time period. But again, we will be literally 5 months into the year and we will have 7 months to go. I just want to make sure that you are maximizing the time that you have, utilizing the time that you have, and taking advantage of it in a way that not only feels good for you, but serves you, and then also helps you to serve those that you are called to. And so we want to get you from being overcommitted and overwhelmed and so busy, that you're exhausted to the point of where you understand what it looks like to see your schedule, to have peace about what and where your time is going, what your time is being spent on, and where your time is going. And then also to know that you actually have control over how that goes and how that plays out. Okay. So go to trueheartspeaks.com/get your time back, because honey, we got 7 months to go and I need you to be as clear as possible and as intentional as possible on what you are doing with your time in the rest of 2023. So, with that being said, I hope that today's Tuesday Tea with D, this dose of tea on releasing yourself from the outcome, was helpful for you. Like I said, if you need support, reach out to me. We can book a 90-minute strategy session to give you clarity on how you need to move in that space. But most importantly, I need you at the Get Your Time Back Masterclass. Okay. That's Monday, June 12th, 2023 at 7 p.m. All right. I will talk to you soon, and I will see you next time on Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D.